Hello, it's Marilyn Katz. So recently ooh, my lighting's even worse over here. Sorry about that. I have a sprained ankle, so I'm in a boot right now. I don't feel like taking the boot off just to film a video. I sprained my ankle at work 2 days ago. It's a really stupid story. I'm not going to get into it. I'm going to be reviewing the Grav3yardgirl Swamp Queen palette. It is back online. Right now, it is only at the Tarte online store. But within the next day, it's supposed to go live on Sephora and Ulta. I don't know if it's going to their stores. I didn't read that far into it, but I'm going to be reviewing this, and then tomorrow, hopefully I'll upload a video of this eye look. I didn't film it, and I don't really feel like taking it all off just to film and redo it. I'm just not motivated enough to do that today. So, in this palette, it comes in a box. I don't have the box anymore, but this is what it looks like. It looks like a wood thing, gold. It has a mirror, and the mirror says, "Believe in yourself, love yourself, embrace your individuality," and it says Tarte, and you can tell that I'm filming on my phone. This is also mirrored. This entire thing is mirrored. Gets dirty kind of easily. You get a bronzer, a blush, and a highlight, and 9 eyeshadow shades. I'm gonna say these are all pretty decent amount. These 4 colors have gotten, and 5 in all of those, have gotten a decent amount of wear, and they're barely indented. Yeah, it kind of smells like vanilla. I'm gonna say this palette smells like vanilla, and it's very pigmented. My problem is with this is this would definitely be better for someone that isn't translucent. This would be better for someone that has like light to medium skin, and possibly a deeper skin tone. I've never seen it on a deeper skin tone, so I don't know. This bronzer is very orangey. It really is. Like, it looks brown there, but like finger swatched, it's very, very orange. Super duper pigmented, but again, it's super orange. That's really my problem with it. I'll lay just like a little color, and like you can see there's just a line from this bronzer, and I tried to blend it out. You kind of got to work fast with it, I think. I do like it. This sounds so negative, but I do like the palette. I'm not the biggest fan of this blush color. Oh, this is called Sweet Pea. I don't really like this blush color either. It's too pink for me. I really don't wear blushes either, so whenever I put this on, again, it's super pigmented. So I just don't see myself wearing this a lot. It's on my face right now. It's also very glittery, and I'm not the biggest fan of glitter, but yeah, you can see that it's like really pink on my face. And then I also have a problem with Gator Wings, the highlight color. It's a little bit too glittery for me. Again, it's very, very much so shimmery, and it's also very yellow toned, which is why I say it's not, this palette would be better for someone that isn't translucent. Any yellow toned highlighter on my skin looks really yellow to me. It's also kind of like glittery and chunky. Like with a brush, it's a little bit more chunks of glitter on your face, which I don't really like. I normally put my e.l.f. blush in Gotta Glow over it. So like this is the base of like the glitter, and then the e.l.f. Gotta Glow just makes it paler. I find that that's what works for me. I don't hate the highlight. It's just I don't wear it a lot. I don't find myself reaching for it a lot, but I do find myself reaching for the eyeshadows a lot. I never really use SFS, which is, it's like a orangey, it's like a bronzy color, but like super light bronze. It's that color. Then there's Natural Peaches, which I tend to use as a transition shade, which I really like. It's very orange though, but it works for me as a transition shade. I can't use SFS as a transition shade because it's a glitter color. I'm in love with this color, Dog Man. This is super pigmented and it's really orangey. It's a little, oh wow, there's a little bit of shimmer in it, which I didn't realize, but I really like it in the crease. I think it looks awesome there. And then there's Big Baby, which is like a cream color. It doesn't really show up on my skin. It's the same color as my skin. But I tend to use that as an inner corner and like a brow bone highlight. It's like a shade lighter than my skin tone, but it looks nice as a highlight for me. And then there's Sassy Bun, which is also a color that I really, really love. It's gold. And then there's Sippy Sippy, which this has a little bit of fallout, but I do love this color. It's a little shimmery. It's got like little gold flecks in it, and I really, really like it. I like to have this all over this Sassy Bun all over my lid, and then Sippy Sippy as like deep in the crease. I think that looks awesome. Again, I'll have a video up hopefully tomorrow of like my makeup tutorial with this. Next is Haunting. I don't really use the purples in this palette. I personally don't use purples on my eyelids a lot. I do like how purples look on brown eyes. It's just I tend to find myself reaching more towards neutral shades than purple shades. When I first got this palette, I thought I was going to use the purples. I just haven't found myself really using them. So the first shade is Haunting. And that's sparkly. Most of these shades are sparkled. I think there's 6 shimmer shades and 3 matte finishes in this. So if you don't like shimmer, you're not going to like this palette. But this is Haunting. It's a lilac-y color, and it's really pretty. I do like the shadows. I'm just not the biggest fan of the blush, bronzer, and the highlighter. But those are just personal preferences, which I just explained. So, yeah, I do like the purples. I just don't find myself using purples on my eyelids. So, I find myself using the 6 other eyeshadows. This is Uncommon, which is a slightly darker purple. And this is like a satiny, shimmery finish. And then Man Cat, which is the deepest purple, which is matte finish. These are the shadows. This is what they look like on translucent skin. With a brush swatch. They're slightly less pigmented, but they're still super duper pigmented. They're not patchy. I don't find them to be patchy. I know Stephanie Nicole did a review and she said they were patchy. Their swatches might be a little patchy, but they aren't patchy on the eyes. The highlighter I do find to be a little bit patchy though, because it'll just disperse like a chunk of glitter here and then no glitter over here, and it just seems more like a glitter than anything. That's just my thing with gator wings, but these are the swatches. I'm gonna keep saying this, I do really like this palette. I do find myself reaching for the palette. I just don't find myself reaching for the purple shades. Again, I'm going to show a video. I'm going to make a video tomorrow, a tutorial on how I use the palette. I do think that this is worth your money if you find yourself going to be using the purple shades, and if you like the colors of the blush and the bronzer. It's definitely, I think that this is worth it. So I really do like this palette. I find myself using the blush actually as a eyeshadow. I sometimes, and I'll use Gator Wings as an inner corner highlight, which is what I have on my eyeballs today. So They do have multiple purposes. It's just, this is a very shimmery palette, so keep that in mind. And there's only 3 matte shades in this whole palette, and that includes with the blush, bronzer, and highlight. The bronzer is a little shimmery. It looks shimmery in the palette. I don't find it shimmery on my cheeks. I don't know if that's just a me thing, but it looks more matte on your cheeks, I find. But if you have a problem with shimmers, again, this might not be a palette for you. Most of these colors are like, I'm going to say a gold base, because they all have kind of like a gold fleck in them, except for the purples. The purples, to me, look more of a gray tone, with gray shimmer. So, yeah, I believe this palette was $45, and I do not regret buying it. I really like this palette. I think it is worth the hype. I think this has a decent amount of hype around it. And I think it's awesome that they're bringing it back. So, that's just my opinion. Obviously, you're entitled to your own. That's just how I feel about the palette. I really like it. I just don't like the highlight, bronzer, and the blush colors. But they work well on the eyes. Like, I have used Gator Wing. I've used Gator Wings as inner corner highlight. Does this thing really work? Is like all over, and like Sweet Tea in the crease. And that works, like, not all in one, actually, yeah, mostly in one look, with like a little bit of sippy. I find that works. I just don't find myself using them as their intended purpose. So, yeah, I do hope you guys, sorry, I keep saying, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope that I brought some insight to this palette. I do think it's worth the price tag, even though it's not that high of a price tag. So, yeah, bye.